What happens when you take that classic Air philosophy from Apple, making things impossibly thin and light, and you apply it to an iPhone? Well, today that's exactly what we're going to do. We're diving into this awesome concept, the Apple iPhone Air. We're going to go way beyond just the numbers on a spec sheet to see what a phone like this would actually mean for the future.
So take a look at this. This is the vision, right? It's clean, it's minimalist, it feels totally familiar, but also kind of futuristic at the same time. But getting a phone to look this sleek isn't just about making it pretty. It's a huge engineering challenge. So let's break down what it would actually take to make this thing a reality.
So what really earns a device that Air title? With Apple, that name is a big deal. It's saved for products that totally redefine what portability and design can be. So let's unpack what that means for this phone, spec by spec.
All right, let's start with the most obvious thing, the thing you'd notice the second you pick it up, how this device would actually feel in your hand. This is really where that Air name starts to make perfect sense.
First up, let's talk weight. 165 grams. Now, to give you an idea of what that means, that's way lighter than a current iPhone Pro Max. And we're not talking about a small change here. This is a difference you would feel immediately.
Now pair that incredible lightness with the thickness, just 5.6 millimeters. That is ridiculously thin. It's thinner than most old headphone jacks, which just makes you wonder about the miniaturization of all the components, and especially the battery tech. The profile is just barely there. So you put those two things together, that low weight and that crazy thinness, and that is the absolute definition of the Air philosophy. It's not just about numbers on a page. It's about making the technology itself kind of disappear in your hand. It feels less like a device you're holding, and more like it's just a seamless part of what you're doing. But look, being thin and light is only half the story, right? The Air brand has never meant you have to compromise on performance. So let's shift gears, look at the internals, and see what makes this a true flagship phone. Honestly, packing this much power into such a thin body is where the real magic happens. We're talking about a conceptual Apple A19 Pro chip, a massive 12 gigs of RAM for some serious multitasking, and up to a terabyte of storage. These are not mid-range specs by any stretch. This is full-on flagship power. So what does 12 gigabytes of RAM actually get you in the real world? Well, it means this. It means you can seamlessly jump between really heavy tasks like, say, editing 4K video, playing a super graphics-intensive game, and then flipping through dozens of browser tabs, all without a single hiccup. It's just smooth, effortless power. Okay, so we've got a phone that's light, thin, and unbelievably powerful. But for a lot of us, the most important part of any phone is the camera. So how does the iPhone Air stack up when it comes to taking pictures and videos? The star of the show for the camera system would be a 48-megapixel main sensor. Now, the challenge here is just plain physics. Bigger sensors need more space, more depth, so fitting one this powerful into a 5.6-millimeter frame would be a huge breakthrough. This is a pro-level camera spec, no doubt about it. So what does a 48-megapixel sensor actually give you? Well, first, an absolutely unbelievable level of detail. You can zoom way into your photos and still see sharp textures. It also means you're getting stunning 4K video that looks crisp and cinematic. And maybe the best part is it gives you the freedom to crop your photos however you want without turning them into a blurry mess.
A great phone is always more than just its processor and its camera. It's got to be the complete package. The screen you're staring at all day, and the battery that keeps the whole thing running. So let's look at the features that really define that all-day experience.
And what's really amazing is that the super thin design doesn't seem to compromise a display at all. The concept calls for a huge 6.5-inch screen with a super sharp resolution. That means you get that big, immersive experience for watching movies and playing games, but without the bulk that usually comes with a screen that size. Of course, with a device this thin, the biggest question on everyone's mind is always going to be the battery. The specs here list a capacity of 3149 milliamp hours. The real trick would be just how efficiently that A19 chip and the software manage that power throughout the day. And hey, to help with that all-day experience, it's not just about how long the battery lasts, but how fast you can charge it back up. The fact that it includes 20-watt fast charging means you could get a serious power boost in a really short amount of time. So after looking at the design, the power, the camera, the display, let's pull all of this together. What does a concept like the iPhone Air really represent for the future of phones? Let's just sum it all up. The Air name is absolutely earned with that featherlight and ultra-slim design. But the iPhone part, that's delivered with zero compromises. You get flagship performance from an A19 Pro chip, a pro-grade 48-megapixel camera, and a massive 6.5-inch display. It's the whole package, no corners cut.
At the end of the day, the goal isn't just to make text smaller for the sake of making it smaller. It's about making it disappear, making it feel more seamless. So the real question this whole concept leaves us with is this. When raw flagship power becomes this light and this effortless, what new possibilities does that truly unlock for all of us?